Yeah,
Okay.
just go ahead. You're live.
That's good. I'm going to be sharing from my Mac because I managed to get OS Autoins to run on the Mac. Uh,
I assume that's a good thing.
uh, kind of. Stop camera, and then here, Mac.
Right.
Now,
So
Mac.
for everyone, today we'd like to do an AI mob session for 6 9. So give it a go. I don't see yet.
Okay,
That looks good. I see myself.
nice. Cool. So,
Yeah. I think that it's only better to profile more than me. I think I should have just that it knows the local checkout of the code report.
yeah. So you ask a question directly to the workspace, and
Yeah.
that's it. I think we can try later opening. Uh, Actually, we could try now. So we can open a new window and a new Copilot chat and say that we want to open a folder, and we say, you know what? I want to recent places. I want to open QA. So this is my OpenQA uh, um, checkout, and I don't know. Somebody has a question, like where are the Okay, so let's ask um, about this workspace.
Well, there was a question this morning in the chat about start after test if it takes multiple arguments. Maybe that's a good question.
Uh, let's see.
That would be a good question. Do you have any workspace or just?
I just opened. So this second, wait a second. Crap. No, this is not what we want. What happened? Go away, go away, go away, come back. Cool. So this workspace here is for OS Autoins. So what was the question again?
The question was on the OpenQA side, actually, as you opened the OpenQA before.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, does start after test take more than one test to actually follow? So does it take more than one argument?
Okay, so it's giving us what I'm pretty sure it's a wrong answer. Uh, but we can ask.
I believe it's simply trying to parse the documentation.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. But
mm-hmm.
to come up with a good, you applied bit of doubt there. To trust it, I think the answer what it does get mostly wrong. The first one,
Mm-hmm.
which is maybe also because actually not right in code of all. It would be nice to say like you cannot find any reference of that in the code base. Reading
So
documentation or probably hallucinating.
so this is the OpenQA workspace.
Okay, so
So
it should have access.
let's ask that question.
Santi, what does OpenQA workspace means?
It
Is
only
this the
it only has the OpenQA web UI code.
so only OpenQA, not OS Auto Inst Distri OpenSUSE?
Correct. Now I have OS Autoins distri OpenSUSE, and for OS Autoins distri OpenSUSE, it has access to OS Autoinst. Now, for OS Autoinst, it's giving me the correct answer. That's interesting. Okay.
It says used one reference. What is that?
Where?
The top? Yeah, use that. Oh, the correct.
So one.
That one. that's also on it.
Yeah. So it has access to it. But I honestly don't understand how it is thinking that in utils
I did. I think also, I mean, there's other reasons to get to be but specific one depends. It is possible. Does it really make sense? Yeah, I just wrote this one. I don't think this one is one short it. It's telling you user base. Yes, they go other code result. Well, I actually it was back in this in the console. Hold up, back. But then I'll be to select because I was I mean, it's not completely random trivial, but like just stop the end. There's part of but what? So what is it? And it wasn't I so it's a more baseline. That, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea because this function show that there's a problem.
I think,
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna give the same.
Mm-hmm. That is a pity.
So
You know,
I
because
think,
that could be very interesting. Like
mhm.
if it would answer something like, yeah, it was Oliver 2 years ago, and he said that this is because of its timeouts on S390 or something like that. You know, that
It's
would be.
basically data which is
It's in the Git, so yeah.
So I think that if I recall correctly, that was added in the enterprise version, which you need to be enterprise to get it.
why does
Um,
it offer you the pay button
uh,
and sign up and pay directly and then you're like, okay, I want Pro.
because they make money with the non-pro, non-enterprise users.
No, I mean they should offer you the button to go Pro.
So we have the button to go enterprise in OS Autoinst per seat, something like mine. It's not that expensive. I might be able to make a case, maybe, I don't know. But we can also try to see if that's available, because I know that, for instance, if I try to write a commit, so I don't use this thing much. So if somebody tells me how can I, yeah, it doesn't even show up here. And in the Git version, sorry, in the Vim version, if I try to do a commit, actually, let me ask. Let's follow Oliver's suggestion. You were saying that if you
Yeah,
add please, yeah. Okay.
that's thinking. Good result, I think. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, please.
Phoenix?
I have a different example once we are done with this one.
Sorry?
I would have different use case once we are done here.
Yeah.
Can you ask it what would happen if you delete a code block? Just
Should
use
I
one of the ifs and then ask it what happens if I delete this one. Exactly.
So specific code block wants to log in. So this code, the option to log in as root might not be available or might function. Is it
Not really, it's not fully wrong, but it's kind of familiar.
Repository and find, let's say, unused functions.
a good one?
Just unused function.
So let's the scope.
Yeah,
maybe.
whatever. Yeah. In
Just a second. So base.
Yep. Yeah, collecting workspace structure. Okay, so now basically uploading
Mm-hmm.
the files.
So, exactly. So I'm not sure where that processing is happening.
It's not in your computer. It's
Yeah, for sure.
hmm.
So yeah, so far it's a good generic suggestion. Asking it more specific.
Yeah, you can use parallel critic. Okay.
Yeah, no, but it didn't really. So it didn't do anything. So actually, let's see. Else it can help me. So let's close lib and let's open the tests. Any preference? Let's go for network and Samba ADCLI. I'm trying to figure out what to ask when I'm blocked. So does the public know what to ask?
How can I call it test? Not if it just shows that this is, but the problems that struggle with
Mm-hmm.
is how to actually change this efficiently. And I guess a good way would be to say, well, run tests first to make sure they work. But because AI is also kind of a static analysis, you still need help about your work environment. I think that's
Let's see. How can I make my work environment more efficient so that
more efficient. Something as simple as how can I run tests in the repository?
that reminds me that I asked a question. Okay. So it's talking to me about OS Auto for now. Do I have? No. So I asked a question. How can I contribute?
Yeah, so I see that mentions proof command, which is already
Mm-hmm.
the right direction, definitely, right?
Yeah.
And then it says something about README. I mean, that's also true because there is a README file, so why not that? And then just effectively, you would need to. Can you actually try out the command -lt, and that should probably some error, and say it doesn't work. I have this error. You know, that's not specific to your local code.
So you mean proof? So there is a
It says
parameter that I.
-lt. So verbatim copy of the -l.
Yeah, but in this case,
You specify shell. So it finds. I mean, the shell also us the lib directory position it gave with a -l works for OpenGA, but not for this.
no one that is here shouldn't get to general the part here. Yeah, it's the same. So this work.
So you need to read the read.
Let's say
I mean, it told you to read them. That's fine.
uh, it's not entirely wrong. So the prompt was, I want to create a new test for a new application called local AI. It runs a console. How can I write an OpenGA test for it? And
it doesn't
using
add
correct.
something like sleep 10 with it.
Yeah. So, and again, it might be, there might be ways to fine tune it in the future. I was checking if you could guide it one way or the other, and it doesn't. But at least it's not doing something too crazy. Even though it should understand what local AI is. Phoenix?
Something I'd be interested in a summary and an outlook from your side at the end of this session. Perhaps you can reserve something like 5 minutes for that.
Yeah, I'm actually nearing the end. So I was looking at what I was saying yesterday, and actually one thing that I want to go before going into the summary is that after having a lot of libraries, and I want to have a small one, parsebug info. So this is something that wait a second. I want to create a test for Auxilla bug info in this case. Unit test for the Auxilla info. Let's see if I get it to do what I wanted to do. So I'm not sure if it's a it seems Jason, so you might need to adjust the method to match the actual behavior of module user agent. We don't have Sebastian or somebody that knows module here, but so let's take this, save it as.
I guess what you can do, getting suggestions, and then you actually need to try.
Yeah.
all thing. You don't know if it's a real thing or
Basically, the question that I had, so I need to switch to Google results 2 or 3 and click my way through.
yeah, right. And it's just a convenient interface to get that. Or think of it as you ask colleagues, and friendly colleagues also give some ideas to try out, but they don't give you work. It promises that the code will work. They will just like suggest you try out this that, but you still need to try it out. Sante,
That's-
can you like wrap it up in one?
Yes. So let me just run the T. So for epoxy. Auto is there. This is or I. Anyway, yeah. So to wrap up here, for those I see, first, we are at least a couple of years before years might be a bit of a stretch, but I don't think that this will be the tomorrow or next week or in 6 months. But I do see that. So today I wasn't trying, but I have used alternative AIs to help create, for instance, exploratory charters for exploratory test cases. Also to help me scaffold some code or come up with a solution to a possible problem. So honestly speaking, writing code and as a pair programming tool, I don't see that much benefit. I see more benefit in the part of explaining code, helping with things like onboarding, helping with things like I want to add a new functionality to this project, but I don't know where to start. So it's capable to finding quickly where things are located. I do see that as part of tools that can help us to get somewhere, to get to a particular goal can be a good aid, but it's not those is not able yet to figure out what we mean when we ask a question that relies on context of all the conversations. So it's not I think that it goes into this whole ethical things. You ask me why we have a cache in our software or Optify, and I will be able to tell you why it's created and what but neither Copilot nor ChatGPT will be able to tell you that to give you the historical context of that decision was made. Can help you to get to a place where, and this is something that I really want to try at least within the team, is to start generating unit tests for complex functions, so that we know that those functions that are doing are behaving the way they can generate documentation, so that we have better things to look at, or things that I think that it's yet to give much try. I do think that right now you cannot expect it to basically do the work for you. Right? It will help you to autocomplete.
And if it
help
does,
you
then don't tell us, but let the experiencing ending your summer vacation and then what a real
basic. So, and there are other things. So it's not just Bard, it's not just ChatGPT, it's not just Copilot. There are many other tools, and one that I really want to have an eye on is on local AI, for instance. Not only because it's running locally, but also because it is meant so it is free of charge and meant to run on systems, but also it's it's written and created with the idea of giving instrumentation to applications. So perhaps those things can be implemented or added into our tooling at some point. But if you want to give it a try to Bard to Copilot, I'm not sure if GPT has one for code editing. Just make sure that you get the chat functionality, because without the chat, you miss a lot. You miss the opportunity to give a lot of context. And while Pilot doesn't have yet fine tuning, we basically end up going back and forth if you're just using two lines at a time. So the chat is the key. And I think that's mostly it.
Santi, as a conclusion, could you give us 2 examples of what you think went well when testing this, and 2 examples where you think went completely bonkers?
So my favorite example is things that went well is I was able to use on certain pieces to use Copilot to generate more unit tests. It was super helpful to understand not only today but the moments I tried it, how something was implemented, how was the particular interaction between 2 or 3 objects. I was mostly using it with Rust and Terraform. And from there, I was able to scaffold an application that uses the Hessner DNS API. It went really well from the beginning. I was able to get a working proof of concept in something like less than half an hour, something like this, and my knowledge in Rust is horrible. It started to go extremely wrong when it had to deal with things that were completely new. So I was able to do all that scaffolding and create that Hessner API thing. But then there was a moment when it started to basically hallucinate, and all the suggestions I was getting were basically over and over the same thing. I think I can give a small.
Santi, I think this going a bit too far. I would like to wrap it up here. You can stay in the room and you can continue the discussion just to. So thank you very much for showing that. Guys, if you have more interest, if you'd like to try it out yourself, if you would like to go give it a go from your point of view, that if you want to session like that one, if you approach us or me, we'll find an appointment like in the new year. The one next appointment next week, on the 15th of December, that one should be out of soft fails. We already had that like 2 weeks ago. Of course, we patched that. Next week, I would like to talk with you guys again about open soft fails. What are they? How to use, when to use, limitation, like the 2023. Okay. Until then, thank you for attending. Sandy, thank you very much for attending. See you again next time. Bye.